Hi everyone and welcome to our topic which will focus on the online platforms, safety and productivity. First, let's talk about comparing online platforms and content. So dito class no is we have this what we call types of online platforms. So first is the social media, which is very common, that includes Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Then we also have, no, ano ba yung pros nito, no? First is yung kanyang reach. Okay, definitely we all know that social media has a wide reach, and in terms of engagement, no, talaga nakikita natin na everyday, no, people are into updates, no? Kaya nga talagang na-engage, no, yung mga users of this social media. While the cons is we have less control over the content. Okay, of course, it depends on the policy and provisions of the social media. Ano ba yung pwedeng i-post? And at the same time, in terms of privacy concerns, no? So normally, because of the social media, na ba-violate yung mga privacy, okay, ng individual. So we also have this what we call professional networks, which is the LinkedIn, kung saan ang kagandahan nito is pwede tayo magkaroon ng mga opportunities for networking, no? Naka-connect tayo with different professionals if we want to land a job, or if we want to let's say no connect with other company for future projects or transaction, no? And also in terms of professional development, kasi pwedeng yung mga speakers, yung mga trainers are coming from the network, no, through LinkedIn. And of course, the cons is, of course, no, there's a limited casual interaction. You can message actually the others, but if the other will not reply, no, possible that it will not create interaction. And also, there are data privacy issues as well. So in terms of the educational sites, we have this Coursera and Khan Academy. So ang pros dito is napakaganda ng learning, no, structured siya at madaling maka-access dun sa mga courses, no. But on the other hand, it focuses more on theory and lack of practical application. Plus, no, there is the what we call subscription cost or may bayad. In terms of the content types, no, we have the blogs and articles, no, wherein ito yung parang pagsusulat, no, in a deep in-depth in an in-depth way, and nagkakaroon talaga to ng in-depth analysis, okay? And it could also be based on opinions. Of course, we have videos and seminars, no? Ginagamit to for dynamic presentation at pwede rin siyang gamitin for live interactions rather than having a place to do the seminar, no? We have the webinar, no, as a substitute. Then of course, we had podcast, no? This is for auditory learning, kung saan pwede mo siyang pakinggan habang ikaw ay naglalakad, no, or nasa biyahe, on the go consumption siya. So, of course, no, we all know na itong mga platforms, no, na nabanggit are basically, no, we have to consider the audience, kung sino ba yung into social media, professional networks, educational sites, okay? And ano ba yung content type na meron dun sa mga platforms na yun? And ano ba yung objective or outcomes sa pagpili, no, ay dun sa paggamit ng platform? For example, social media normally for connecting with friends, no? Professional network, connecting with professionals. Educational site is more of the, of course, no, education, I mean, for disseminating information related to education. Next is the online safety, security, ethics, and etiquette. So, in terms of the online safety and security, syempre, no, importante na may password management tayo. So, normally, no, yung mga, mga websites or mga social media and other platforms, they really require unique passwords. So, may uppercase, may letter, may number. Okay, so they considered Of course, there should be some password manager, no, na nagma-manage ng passwords na yon if ever this is a business own social media. Then meron din tayong two-factor authentication, no, kung saan nag-add ng layer of security. It could be a one-time password or OTP. It could be also a use of an authentication app, no, na bago mabuksan, magsasend ng parang, magpapakita siya ng code, then dapat i-type yun dun sa authentication app. Then of course, we have also the data protection, which is all about, no, ensuring na understand ng user yung data privacy settings and avoid sharing sensitive information because it could be used, no, by the as an identity theft, no, or for other malicious purposes. Then in terms of ethics and etiquette, no, syempre we should have to respect, no, for privacy and do not share personal information without consent. So ensure na pag may shinare sa atin, no, yung ating mga friends or loved ones, no, we should not share, no, like the number, no, cellphone number, ganyan. Next is professional conduct, no. So syempre, no, we have to maintain professionalism in communication and content. Kasi whenever we communicate, no, with other people, especially if we don't really personally know those people, kailangan professional tayo, no, pag sa pagko-communicate nila. And even when we upload content or create content, it should not be harmful, it should be professional as well. Then of course, we have the intellectual property, which is all about the copyright laws, no? Na kailangan if you are going to use something na hindi mo ginawa, no? So you have to give, no, the proper attribution. Next is the credible research and information gathering. So, ano ba objective nito? Siyempre, to use internet for credible research and information gathering. Kasi we have to find reliable information, particularly in the conduct of a research. So, what are the key points? First is the credibility. Okay? So, syempre, no, kailangan yung source natin, meron siyang authority over that information. Let's say, if you want to know the population, okay, it could be the website of Philippine Statistic Authority, no? That is something like that. Now, if you want to know something related to the financial statement, no, of a certain public company, then we could go to the Security Exchange Commission. So that's an example of that, no. So dapat is reputable yung mga sources natin na sites. Also, we could use reputable sources such as academic journals and information coming from established organization. Siyempre, no, the accuracy, we have to cross-check, no, the facts from multiple sources para nang sa ganun is mas makita natin yung kanyang credibility. We have to double-check it, no, with multiple sources. And of course, no, in terms of bias, no, it's basically identifying potential bias in the information and consider different perspective. So, of course, no, we all know that we have personal opinions over a matter, but of course, we have to be balanced. No, we have to take into consideration the two sides. So, what are the research techniques? First is through advanced search operators, no? By using search operators such as the site, the file type, no, it could able to narrow mga search result. Kunyari, the PDF file, no, or a Word file, yan. Then, of course, the database use. No, it utilizes academic database and libraries for more reliable sources. No, it could be in the library, no, if they have some collection of the researches or articles, or related literatures, that could be a good source. Next is, of course, the advanced productivity tools. Kung saan, no, we have the spreadsheet, no, or the Excel commonly gamit na gamit to. Normally kasi meron siya mga formulas and functions na ginagamit para mas madaling makita, no, yung result or mas mabilis ma-compute yung resulta, like we have the VLOOKUP and pivot tables, no. VLOOKUP is basically para mas mabilis na malaman yung let's say category, no? Kung yan ay related sa education, kung yan ba ay excellent, good, parang ganun or bad. And then for pivot tables, it is more likely on the sorting part, no, na kunyari kinakategorize mo yung database as to age or as to income, ganun. So that could be the use of pivot tables. And of course, no, we have the data visualization. So kasi using the spreadsheet, pwede tayong gumawa ng charts and graphs for data presentation. Then, in terms of presentation software, yeah, no, normally we have some tips, no, on the design, which is we could use, engaging presentation like yung mga custom animation, okay, may mga slide transition that will make the presentation software like the PowerPoint more appealing to the audience. And there are also some collaboration feature which uses tool for real-time collaboration and feedback. So let's say the Google Slides, no? Kunyari, you're a group and you want to collaborate. So you could able to collaborate real time as long as the settings is parang pwede siyang ibigay sa iba and ma-modify din ng iba real time. In terms of creating ICT content, no? Syempre, no, meron tayong mga types of content. We have the text, no? We have the images, pwede ring video, pwede ring audio. So we have 4 types. So, syempre ang principle pagdating sa pagde-design niyan is dapat no naka-focus yan sa clarity rather. Okay? Dapat clear no yung objective noon, the data should be concise, no? And of course, it should be engaging. So there are tools and techniques. So we have first the Content Management System or CMS. So ito yung paggamit ng mga platforms like the WordPress and Wix for creating website. So normally this CMS no ay mas madali siyang gamitin no kasi I mean pwede siyang gamitin rather para makagawa ka ng mga website. And normally no nowadays mas madali na siyang gamitin no. May mga drag na lang siya. May mga parang it's easy to create mga toolbars, no? So that's CMS. And of course, we have the graphic design tool which is paggamit ng Canva and Adobe, no, for visual content. So gamit na gamit normally talaga yung Canva sa de-design ng mga graphic design. Logo, mga banners, for example. Next is the data principles for website and online resources. So, first is the layout and navigation. Yung layout, no, technically is dapat madali siyang gamitin, no? Should be user friendly kung saan yung user experience yung pinutukoy natin, no? So, dapat is madali siyang i-navigate, no? At user friendly nga siya kagaya ng sinabi ko. So, kunyari may gusto akong puntahan like in this website, I want to know different product category, the prices, so it would be easy for me to do navigation of that by clicking no on such navigation button. Syempre yung responsiveness no, kailangan is whether ang gamit mo ay cellphone or tablet ay mabilis mag-respond no yung website na yun. In terms of the visual design, no, dapat meron talagang graphics and typography which is ito yung paggamit ng effective design to enhance readability and appeal, okay? Importante na it's easy to read, no? At maganda yung design and appealing siya nang sa ganun ay maengganyo yung visitor ng website to really browse and stay in that site. Syempre, no, consistency, dapat yung design team or yung itsura no should be consistent no throughout the site. Hindi pwede nag-click ako ng isang button and then parang iba na yung parang mga colors na linagay no. We should maintain a consistent design. And of course, we have the image manipulation techniques, okay? Kung saan ito yung mga basic technique, no? We have the cropping and resizing, kung saan ina-adjust natin yung image dimension para ma-fit natin yung specific needs, syempre, no? Like, for example, you're going to use it for, for resume. Syempre, you have to resize your picture, no? And then, of course, correction, no? Pwede mong i-adjust yung brightness niya, yung contrast niya, and saturation. Kasi depende yan dun sa team. Kunyari, may pagka-summer season, may pagka-holiday season. So, it depends, no? You could able to use color correction. Then also we have advanced techniques kung saan nandun yung layering and masking. Ito yung paggamit ng mga iba't ibang images, no? Tapos papatok-patungin mo yan para magkaroon ng effects. Then retouching is, trying to remove imperfection and enhance features like graduation picture, no? You want to take away some of your scars, and pimples in the picture, so you could able to retouch it.